And we have our friend Andy to thank for that because he was the one who originally told us about it. Welcome back to Vlogtober. It's day 7. And today's video is a review of
Insidious 2.
We got a request for this as well, so
here it is.
Here it is. Okay, so the first part of this review is not going to contain any
too many spoilers, yeah.
Or too many spoilers, that is. And then we will alert you when we will start talking about actual specific things that will give major plot points and spoilers away.
Sounds good to me.
So if you've not seen this movie, when you start seeing the warning flashing, spoilers, 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 stop watching.
Okay, sounds good.
So we went and saw this the very day it came out in theaters.
Yes, we did.
Because we love the original Insidious so much. Our review for that will be down below for you if you want to see that. Loved that movie. And we have our friend Andy to thank for that because he was the one who originally told us about it. We actually got to see it. So thank you, Andy.
Yeah, awesome.
So basically the second movie takes place almost immediately after the first movie.
Correct.
So you kind of see what happened, sort of, to the parapsychologist lady, whatever you want to call her.
Yeah. Actually, it starts with a flashback. And then takes place right after.
Yeah. So just in case you didn't see the first movie, you can kind of sort of understand what's going on.
Yeah. Okay.
So basically they've moved back in with the mother-in-law. Well, mother-in-law, the father's mother. And they think that everything is behind them, that they finally are done with this insidious being or entity that had been plaguing their family.
Right. And then stuff gets real.
But they're wrong.
Yeah, but they're wrong.
So stuff starts happening.
Again.
The
mother freaks out. Again.
Yes, again. Father doesn't believe her.
Again. Kind of.
But there's a reason for that. Yeah, it's hard to even...
You don't want to spoil it, yeah. Because too much plot will spoil everything.
Yeah. There are some very, very interesting and cool tie-ins to the first movie.
Yes. And there's some weird twists that I never saw coming.
Yeah. And it does kind of explain why the family was targeted, sort of.
Kind of.
You can't really say much
without spoiling everything.
It, so... But basically, it was an amazing movie.
Quite enjoyable.
Yes.
Not as good as the first one.
Yeah, definitely not as good as the first one. Not as many jump scares.
Yeah, not anywhere near.
As the first one.
Very plot-oriented.
Yes, very story, very plot-oriented. It gives you more of, you know, backstory and reasons for things happening versus just something being there and boom.
Yeah.
So, but I liked it.
I liked it.
I thought it was really good.
I enjoyed it. So go see it. If you like the first one.
If you like the first one, if you love like scary movies and ghost stories and things like that.
Go see it.
Definitely
Better than The Conjuring?
Better than The Conjuring. Even though I did like The Conjuring too, but that's going to be a whole nother...
Yeah, that's a different thing.
That's a whole nother... Review and situation.
Okay.
So if you did not notice the warning signs telling you that there are spoilers ahead.
Here they are again.
Spoilers are ahead.
Spoilers. Spoilers. Spoilers.
As you could tell from our non-spoiler portion of the review, we couldn't really say much because we would give everything away. And there would be spoilers
and then everywhere. You'd cry because you didn't get to see it.
Yeah. Or it would spoil before you got to see it.
Yeah. Hopefully you've seen it.
Yeah. Because if you haven't,
you're out of luck now.
Well, no, I think it's still in the theaters.
Yeah, it's still in theaters, but we're about to spoil them. So.
No, yeah, we're about to spoil it. So, if you have not seen the movie, stop watching. This is your final warning. Okay. When stuff starts happening in the mother/mother-in-law's house, the husband is kind of like, it's not happening again, whatever. However,
he's in on it.
He's in on it.
Dun, dun, dun. Because it's not really the dad.
It's not really the dad. Do you remember the old lady from the first movie? Do you remember how they kind of sort of revealed that she crossed over?
And possessed him?
Mm-hmm. Ding, ding, ding! Ah. Yeah.
But then you find out it's not.
It's not a lady!
What a twist!
What a twist! So basically, the mother was working at a hospital, and there was an old man that was close to dying, and he was not a very nice man.
Nope.
He hadn't moved or anything in, I don't even remember what they
said.
said.
But it's been
a while. And the son, who is now the father, had come to visit his mother at the hospital, and the old dude freaked out. Yep. And then the mother saw him leaving the hospital, was quite confused and concerned because he had not been moving.
Yeah.
Was not in any kind of
condition or shape to be moving.
Yes. And so she starts asking around. He dead. He had passed away, a couple of days before or something, and she basically saw his ghost leaving.
Correct.
But the plot thickens even more because, as we said, the man was not a very good man.
And they find lots of bodies.
Yes. Yeah. Because his mother was not a very nice woman.
Kind of psycho-ish.
Yes.
With Bates, Norman Bates.
Mm-hmm. And his mother dressed him up like a girl, and he basically killed all these other girls. I'm pretty sure they gave some sort of reason in the movie. But he killed all these girls basically because his mother told him to.
Yep.
And to do this, he dressed up as
the old woman.
Mm-hmm. Dun, dun, dun! And his spirit was actually the one that had been haunting the father all through his childhood years.
Yes.
I guess he got really pissed off when he woke him up.
Guess so. Meanwhile, the real dad's trying to get back into his body.
Yep. And all the stuff that is happening in the house
is him.
Is actually him. He tried to play the song that his wife had wrote for him from the first movie. And she didn't recognize it at first. And like the baby stroller thing, bouncy thing, I don't even know what you call them, but you put the baby in there and they can walk around and it lights up and it's got wheels, and so parents, you know what I'm talking about. So that kind of stuff starts turning on all of a sudden. You know, piano's playing, things like that.
Mm-hmm.
However, you find that that's not just the extent of him trying to let people know that it's not really him in his body.
Mm-hmm.
So the two paranormal investigator guys from the first movie, Specs and
Tucker, I think.
Tucker, yes, go back to their office, I guess, type thing, and go down to the lady who has now passed away, Elise, and they find a videotape of the father
as a kid
when he was a little boy,
which they showed at the beginning of the film.
Mm-hmm. And they see something else.
Kind of weird.
Interesting. They see
the
adult standing by the kid.
Yeah. Time paradox.
Yes. And you kind of go,
Huh?
what? How is that even
possible?
They also, does the guy find them?
I think they call him, don't they?
Yeah.
It has been a while since we've seen it.
It has been like a month or more since we've seen it, so forgive us. But there was a gentleman that worked with Elise back in the day, and back at the time
when the father was still a boy.
Yes, and was there when the little boy, when they were talking to him about his experiences with the old woman. So I guess with them seeing the adult man instead of the old woman, you know, who you would think would have been the one that would have been standing next to him, but it was actually him as an adult.
Right.
They call this other guy.
And together they track down and discover the woman's the dude. And
yes. They go back to the hospital that's now, of course, been run down and dilapidated and everything for years. And come to find out that this old woman that had been killing these girls was really this old man.
Yeah. And they know that the father's been possessed by him.
Yes. And the guy, the paranormal guy, has like dice or whatever that he he'll ask a question and then he'll roll the dice, and if there's a spirit communicating, it will spell out the answer.
It's pretty cool.
Sort of a travel-friendly Ouija board.
There you go. I don't know what else to call it.
Yeah, basically. And at one point, he's back at the house, the main house, the mom-in-law's house, and he meets up with the father. And instead of calling him by the father's actual name, he calls him by the old man's name.
And he goes cuckoo.
And he loses his freaking mind. Mm-hmm. They did a really good job of aging.
Oh yeah.
The father.
Because the longer he's in his
but the longer that
he's in his
the
body,
spirit is in the body,
the more it deteriorates and ages.
Right, as it would be if he was really, the spirit was really alive.
Right.
And that was another kind of thing to indicate that he really wasn't
the
dad, because he was starting to age, he was starting to lose his teeth, which was disgusting.
Yeah.
And things like that. But I think they had pretty much figured out
by then,
pretty early on, that it wasn't him.
Yeah.
In the body.
Yep.
So then you find out that, like we said before, that it wasn't just like the playing the piano and the turning on of the kids' toys and stuff like that, that that he had been trying to warn people with, that some of the things that happened in the first movie
For him.
were actually him.
Which, huh? What? Huh?
Yeah.
Huh? Yeah. That was kind of weird.
Mm-hmm.
Time paradox, go.
Yeah. For instance, the whole scene where the mom sees the kind of motorcycle
dude walking back and forth on the balcony,
and then all of a sudden he's like,
Boom.
bam! Okay, that scene in the first movie made me actually jump, and I'm not usually one that jumps in horror movies. I mean, I might flinch a little bit here or there, but I don't normally like completely jump back.
But she did in that scene.
I completely jumped back, and
I think most of the theater did, actually.
yeah, and there was this whole, when the father's trying to get to his body and everything, and he's there with Elise. Elise comes back, and they manage to get a hold of Elise and the
other dude, the
other paranormal dude, and he says there's somebody sitting in front of you, and I'm sure you've probably seen that scene in the trailer, and he's saying he's got your baby, and it was the motorcycle dude, and he goes in and is saving his child from being kidnapped by this motorcycle dude. All of the, like, when the alarms go off and the doors opening up, that was him.
Weird. What?
Yeah. It was like, wait, what? Now, see, and now you'll never be able to watch Insidious again the same way without knowing that it was actually him that was creating all of the, alarms to go off.
Yeah,
and
stuff like that.
Things like that.
Okay, so in the end, he gets his body back.
Yes. And he kicks some old spirit ass.
There you go.
But then, at the end...
The very end,
there's definitely going to be a 3. I'll just put it out there.
It's gotta be.
There's definitely going to be a 3, but it is not going to involve this family.
Yep. Involve a different family.
It'll involve a different family.
If they decide to make a 3.
If they decide to make a 3, but it looks
like they're going to.
very likely. And Elise will be back for that one as well. And I believe the lipstick demon will be back. Because I think that's who she saw.
I think so too.
Because she's like, oh, shit. Well, more like, oh my god.
Yeah, but still.
But still, I believe it's probably the lipstick demon that she saw.
It was very disappointing they didn't show him in that movie. The second one.
Yeah.
That was the one that I didn't really like. I was looking forward to him again.
His creepy finger. So what was your favorite part of the movie?
I think the twist. Well, there was a lot of twists, I guess. But the twist where he goes into the house and beats up the motorcycle. Then you find out that he was the one.
That set off alarms.
That was a weird time paradox, but it was cool.
Yeah. I like where they're showing the video of the little boy, or him as a little boy, and he stands up and says, I'll show you, and starts pointing and starts to walk. And of course at the time, the people in the room didn't see the adult version of the little boy, but that was who he was talking to and showing him where the old spirit that had inhabited his body lived or whatever.
So they could destroy
him. Yeah.
That was pretty cool too. Another time paradox, but you know.
Yeah. Sad. I mean, kind of a sad story with the old dude, really, because his mother obviously had wanted a daughter and dressed him up as a girl. And
still reminds me a lot of Psycho.
Yeah, very kind of Psycho-ish, even though he wasn't really dressing up as his mother, but
close enough.
But still, definitely had some mommy issues.
Yeah, a little
smidge. But it was a good movie all around. I liked it. And, you know, with having Specs and Tucker and stuff like that in there, there was some funny parts in it.
Of course.
of course, because
they're goofballs.
They're goofballs, and you kind of want that in a horror movie. You don't necessarily want it always. I mean, unless you're watching like a slasher flick or something like that, like
Even
Halloween.
then, you still laugh at the silly moments.
Well, I vote for the people to die because they're stupid. I mean, really, let's go into this room that's completely dark with no weapons, no flashlights, even though we just saw our friends get killed. Idiots. But anyway, I digress. But you have that kind of, you're on the edge of your seat, suspense, and then, that builds up and goes, and then you have like a little bit of comedic relief until they scare the pants off of you again.
Yep.
So I really like that. The audience reactions were not anywhere near as good this time as they were when we went and saw Insidious.
First one was hilarious.
Oh my god.
But you can watch the first review and see what we said about that.
Yeah. But definitely quiet group this time around. But it was good.
It was good. Go see it.
Go see it.
Of course, if you're watching this, you probably already have.
Yeah, if you have, or you've just been spoiled and know what's going to happen.
Oops.
Well, we warned you.
Yep. So, was there anything bad you didn't like about the movie? Besides the no lipstick demon?
Yeah, no lipstick demon, because you don't really, I mean, I would have liked to have known
more about him.
More, like, where the hell he came from, but we might get that in
the third,
if they do a third one, because I really do believe it is the lipstick demon she saw. Some of the time period, like, it was just, it kind of threw you for a loop, because you're like, wait, what? But then, like, as it kind of went along, you're like, oh, that's kind of neat.
It's kind of neat. Doesn't make any sense, but kind of neat.
Yeah. But, and, probably because that there wasn't as many jump scares
it wasn't
as
scary.
the first one. It wasn't
It's definitely more story-driven.
Yeah. And more kind of disturbing.
Yeah,
psychologically disturbing more than something jumping out at you and scaring you, or a loud noise or something.
Right.
Even though I think I did jump one time when the freaking little baby thing went off. What didn't you like? Just the lipstick
I just didn't like the fact that he wasn't in it. Like you said, I want to know more about him.
Yeah. I want to know more about Darth Maul.
They better make a third. Yeah. That's for Star Wars.
You came from a land far, far away. It's not land, it's time. Galaxy far, far away. I just lost my geek card.
I'll take that from you. Anyway.
Thumbs up, thumbs down.
Thumbs up.
Ow!
Sorry.
Oh my god.
Aggressive thumb up.
You have to punch me in the back, man.
No, thumbs up.
I really kind of want to go see it again now.
Yeah.
Let's go.
In the dollar theater.
Let's go now.
So yeah.
So that's it.
That's it. That's it for Vlogtober Day 7. What? That's it.
That's it. And go check out all the social media sites down below. And
the other reviews down there.
Yeah, other review. Or even I'll even put a like little mini iPhone review down for Insidious 2, because we did kind of a quick initial reaction type video. And
guess that's it.
So I will see you tomorrow.
Probably won't see me tomorrow.
You never know. Just like to keep you guessing.
That's right.
Bye guys. I love you.
See ya.